Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. For today's reading, we're going to be receiving messages from nature. So I've already pulled 3 different cards for you to choose from today. For pile number 1, we have the card of IOLITE, and that is with the moon and star. These are all labradorite, by the way. Pile number 2, we have FLUORITE. And we have the little fairy on the labradorite carving. It's a little labradorite carving here. Not sure if y'all can see her or not. She's frolicking in the forest. For pile number 3, we have sigillite, and that is with the sun. Different aspects of nature here. So pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The timestamps are going to be located in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Welcome everyone who was drawn to the IOLITE card with the moon and star. Beautiful. So right away with your pile, I feel like I'm getting kind of like a love reading, which is so funny, okay, because I was thinking, moon and stars, and when you think of like the saying, love you to the moon and back, or you're my moon and star, moon and stars, things like that. I'm not sure if y'all have heard those sayings. Anyways, I feel like this is the make a wish upon a star. So some of you may be like wishing for love, wanting some romance. Perhaps you've been focusing on it, visualizing love, setting intentions to have love come in. We have this beautiful weaving of these branches coming together. So I feel like, yeah, like this could be you and a person. With the compass here on the front, I feel like there is definitely giving me a changing of the cycle, a shift of a season. A wheel of fortune. And the card says channel visionary and clear vision. So I feel like this is also telling you, with iolite, it's a stone of the eye, especially for the third eye here, but it helps us to see clearly. It's mainly for like people who have one of those desk type jobs and they look at a computer screen all day. It helps you to like shut down the eye a little bit and get a little more grounded, I would say. But it just helps clear out that defogging of a computer screen. But it also is very good for anybody who has, eye issues and stuff like that. It's a great crystal to work with. So, yeah, for you, I feel like this is, and it says clear vision. So I feel like you're being asked to, or perhaps what nature is saying is that this wish that you may have, this wish upon a star, that you've been focusing on love, and even look down here. At the very bottom we have love. I'm not sure if y'all can see that, which is so cute. I love that. And we have these little ladybugs, yeah, for me, which just confirms the wishing on a star. Make a wish. Everybody, when you have a ladybug land on you and they tell you to make a wish, I feel like you have this dream, this wish for love to come in. And it's something that you've been focusing on. So let's see. Everybody got 2 of these cards. So I want to see what the other one is. And you have lapis lazuli, which is another like third eye chakra. And we have this offering coming in from the universe. You see how it's all these stars? And I wonder what this constellation is in the background there. Not sure if you can see it. It may be Pegasus, I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up for you guys. And look, we have the moon sending out these signals, and they look like the compass here. So maybe there's like some something hidden, something something being offered to you, a mystery. Something going to be revealed, something that you might not be seeing. There might be something that's in plain sight, but you're not aware of it yet. And I feel like it's coming to you, like the moon is hearing, I don't know, I'm feeling these, you know, the ripples through time here. Ooh. 2 moons. Okay, so this might have to do with what? Is there a month that's going to have a blue moon? This might be a timing reference here of when to look for your manifestation, your wish to come in at the time or the month where we have 2 full moons, which is what they call a blue moon, which is so wild. They're sitting inside a blue square. And we have this offering of lapis lazuli. It says art, honesty, and enhancing intellectual ability. All right, let's pull these. Oh, it's a window of opportunity coming in. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, there's going to be something. This is a time reference on when this manifestation, when this wish for love is going to come in. So we might want to check at the time of this reading, look for the next time we're going to have a blue moon, because I feel like that's going to give you a time reference on when you can expect to see the manifestation of this coming in. Well, I always try to put these in the center, and we always end up having to move them around. So let's move it over here. Can y'all still see it? Let me check. Yes. Okay. So some love manifestation. Oh my God. Look. I love it. And y'all, I shuffle these. I do not look at these until the reading. You know, I just let whatever comes in come in. Wow. We have passion, love. You're going to be seeing love. Wow. We have rest and success. Nice. Okay. So you have been manifesting love, passion in your life, and there's going to be love coming in for you. This is a dream that you have, a wish that you have. I feel like this is about, you know, with the rest card, this is about letting go and surrendering and knowing that it's coming in. That this, we have the rainbow, you know, the promise that this will manifest for you, that this is on its way. The universe is offering you an opportunity to receive love. That's awesome. What else do we have? We have the Earth Angel. Okay, an Earth Angel, she says, I am the guardian of Mother Earth and I protect all who live on her. And then we have reach for your dreams. I am the creator of my own dreams and achieve them with confidence. I love that. See, yes, you have been wishing, hoping to find your true love here on the earth. Grounding in this manifestation. You've been holding it true, you know, near and dear to your heart. Look at that. Oh, she's been reaching, you know, and I feel like there's this, you're reaching up and there's this offering coming in, you know, and all the happiness, all of your, all this love is going to start pouring in here. And I feel like maybe you have been working on your own feelings of self-worth and self-love, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, because we have this little plant here that's starting to grow and flourish, and it's because you have been pouring love into your cup. You've been opening your heart, believing in yourself, feeling more connected to yourself, more more confident. I am so happy for you guys. I'm so happy that love is coming in. And then what do we have? Reach out. Wow, look, and I was just saying she's reaching up and this one's reaching out. I reach out my hand and my heart to connect to and unite all of humanity. I feel like this is, yeah, you've been reaching for the stars, reaching for your dreams, reaching for this love, expressing your heart. Maybe this could also be something that you've been wanting to create, something that does come from your heart. You've been working hard on it. You've been, you know, putting a lot of energy towards it, and you've been wondering when is success going to come in, and this is confirmation that it's on its way. You know, I love it. We have a 30 here and a 12 for 33. This is a master number, connecting to the Trinity. A high level of spiritual understanding. I mean, I love that. We have this pot of gold that's coming in for you. Let me see. I'm going to get a few more cards. What else can we get? I'm going to look at these in a little bit. What do we have? We have an open heart. Nice. Yeah. Like I was saying, I feel like you've been pouring into your own cup, you know, giving yourself the big ego boost and loving yourself, learning how to forgive yourself and comforting your inner child. And there's this beautiful growth that's been happening in your heart chakra, and now you're open to receive love, and love is coming in. You know, you've created this nurturing environment now, and I feel like you've just had this desire to experience, you know, true love, and that is what's going to be offered to you, your vision, your dreams, this manifestation, this wish that you have, this wish upon a star, your moon and star. I love it. We have the rabbit spirit, quick results, move swiftly to realize your dreams and adapt to new situations with grace. And you know, with the rabbit spirit, this is about fertility and, you know, blessings, growth, new beginnings. Yeah, I feel like your dream, this is swiftly coming in for you. Fast, fast, fast. And we have the bear spirit, untamed spirit. Allow yourself to run wild and free as you explore your own fierce but gentle nature. See, with the bear spirit, you know, bears, they're very motherly. They're very, but they're very fierce too. So they are very protective. Mother bear. But I feel like this is you. You're very motherly, and you've been learning how to mother yourself, learning that you are deserving, and it has made you, it has created this like very fertile soil for growth and for love to grow, because you feel more secure. You've created this safe space. You've protected your heart. You've set some healthy boundaries for yourself, and now this beautiful love is coming in for you. This opportunity to be loved is coming in for you. Let's put the rabbit and the bear over here. Yeah, you're gonna see this love come in for you soon. Pile number one. I almost said pile number two. Hey. There might be some messages in pile number 2 for you. All right, let me see what else. Okay. Let's see. This is the angel. Let's go for the angel number. This might help you see signs and synchronicities to guide you. Pile number 1. And give them an angel number. This one. we have 22, well, 0220. Act on your idea, realistic and practical approach goals. Oh, okay. Realistic and a practical approach. Goals, divine timing, ambition, cooperation, and discipline. You have the benefit of good fortune, and if you use your wise judgment, you can do anything. In this place, you can reach new heights. You should act on your potential when you see this pattern, since what you plant will grow. You're about to experience a spectacular ascent. Ooh. So this is about, you're shifting into a new time where love is going to be coming in for you, where your idea is going to be manifesting. And card number 22, I know it's a 0220, but essentially it's 22 that's been amplified. And 22 is a master builder number. It's about, partnership and being on the right path and transformation, harmony, balance, compromise, love. So I feel like when you feel inspired, or when you feel nudged by the universe, or you feel your heartstrings get pulled, this is the time to act on your intuition and to follow your heart, to be led by your heart, because true love is coming in for you, pile number 1, and you deserve it because you've been working hard. You've been healing your heart. You've been nurturing your inner child and building your confidence, and it's time for you to receive your blessings, to receive this love that you so deserve, to have a passionate loved one that you can say is your moon and stars. That's beautiful. I'm so happy for you guys. Ooh, love's coming in. Yay. All right, you guys, these were your messages. Thank you all so much for joining me in the temple today. I'm sending you all so much love because you deserve it. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. Hello, everyone who was drawn to pile number 2 with the FLUORITE card and the fairy spirits. So fairies are nature spirits, and they work with the elementals of earth, air, fire, and water, which is so awesome with this FLUORITE card, because we have a frog and a butterfly. And frogs, they're born in water, and then they transform and they become land creatures, but they are very much, can navigate between both water and land. And then we have the butterfly here, and they start off, on earth as a caterpillar, and then they transform into, a butterfly, and then they, become masters of air. So I feel like with you, you're very much connected to the Mother Nature, to all the elements. You're very strong, you're very intuitive, you have such a big heart. You're a very balanced person, and I feel like you're very grounded, and you're very much somebody who's very connected to the higher realms here. So you're very balanced, and we have the yin yang. So a balance of masculine and feminine energies as well. Very intuitive, very peaceful, very playful as well. So you're very balanced, and I feel like you have just such a big heart, and whether you realize it or not, like, you have a lot of confidence. You are a bright light. Pile number 2, sorry. What is this red carpet being rolled out? Perhaps you may be going through a process of transformation at the time. Yeah, maybe going through the process of ascension. Yeah, we have somebody who's evolving out of the water and into the air. Ooh. So you may have undergone a healing in the emotional body, and now you are ascending to another, you know, another cycle, another phase of life. I feel like there's been a lot of healing, yeah, on the emotional body here. That's beautiful, beautiful. A lot of happiness. We have, you know, the hummingbirds. So we have like, you know, they represent joy, happiness, miracles. Your card says comforting, intuitive, and otherworldly talents. Ooh, otherworldly. So maybe some of you are light workers and you work very well with Mother Nature. Perhaps you remember some of your past lives from the stars, your star origins. Perhaps some of you feel like you are a light worker here. We have this fluorite in their hand, you know, and it's a double pointed. So very good at giving and receiving. So I feel like you're definitely a very balanced person, which is amazing. All right, let's take a look at your second card. Everybody got two. We have Stibnite. Oh, I love how we have the dolphin on here. It says programming reborn and explosive power. Nice. See, there's that transformation again. You are being, your emotional body has been healed, and I feel like there's this beautiful transformation taking place. The healing of the inner child. Yeah. Look, and we have these like little, are they sea otters? Very playful nature. Some of you, I know that this, for me, I feel a connection to Sirius B, or Mintaka. So those of you who resonate as light workers, these are some of the water nations here, the planets of water. So some of you may resonate and have such a strong, deep connection to the water element. You know, ocean creatures and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like you're definitely a light worker, somebody who's able to heal shadows. Perhaps you may be called to do shadow work, or be a teacher, be a healer, some of you may practice shamanism. You're definitely a light for other people. I definitely feel like, yeah, there's this transformation. There's something taking place. You're going through a process of transformation, especially since there's been a lot of healing. Yeah, lots of transformation taking place. I feel like this is Pluto in the background up here. The end of some major cycle. All right, I didn't pull your cards before your reading. So we're going to go ahead and do those now. I think you end up having to put her right here, but you can still see her. Alright, so let's see what messages nature wants to offer you. Yeah, I feel like you've been, you know, healing some past wounds, and you're able to, you know, you realize that everything is a cycle, everything's always moving, and we're always going forward, and everything is a spiral. So as we heal, we're still able to get an opportunity, you know, to see where we come from and how far we've come, and, you know, to reprocess and gain more clarity and insight as we continue along the journey, and remember how far we've come and how much we've healed. Sorry guys, you're just gonna bear with me while we get your cards from nature. What messages does nature want to offer you? Yeah, I really like this deck here. Whoa. Okay, and then a few forest spirits, and then we'll be done. Messages for pile number 2, please. Okay. All right, let's see. You have ideation. Okay, so some thoughts, some focus. Caution. Comfort. Okay, so right now I feel like you are being asked to slow down a little bit, take care of yourself, because anytime you go through, I feel like this is a, it's the transformation. You're going through a transformation, which means that you're shedding old layers, old ideas, old beliefs, old structures, old programs, all those things, old wounds. And during that process of healing, you have to kind of isolate and protect yourself a little bit. Allow yourself time to heal. Allow yourself to just, flow, to receive, to comfort, to nurture yourself at this time. Because, it's like a newborn baby. When a baby's being born and they just transitioned from, being in the spirit realm and energy, and now they're taking on a whole new form. It's very delicate, and you have to nurture the beginning phases. You want to it's just like planting seeds. You want to nurture those seeds so that they grow strong and have those deep roots, right? So you're being asked to take some time to just kind of rest, to take care of yourself. Don't rush ahead too fast. Take some time to just enjoy the transition. Allow yourself to flow moving forward. Just go with the flow. Be at peace. No rushing ahead. It's just taking your time. There may have been some idea, an epiphany or a revelation or something like that, and you're just like ready to charge ahead and go full steam into this this new body, you know what I mean? And like a spirit is saying, no, we must walk before we can run, right? So take some time out right now to just nurture yourself and flow. We have Crystal Ascension. I am attuned to the universal wisdom and the energy of the crystal kingdom. Yes, I feel that connection. You have this strong connection to the spiritual realm, and you're also very grounded. And so you're being asked to maintain that balance, okay? This is also a card number 10, the end of the cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. So we're still clearing out that debris from the past, and we need to just take care going forward, baby steps. We have Spark of Divine. I reignite the divine spark within me and recognize that I am a part of all creation. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel like you may be starting to remember who you are and where you come from. You might remember that you came here with a mission, and that this was part of your purpose for incarnating in the first place. I feel like you're starting to wake up. You're starting to, not starting to, I feel like you've kind of have been awake, but you are really feeling more connected more than ever to your divine self, your higher self, and your mission here. We have her crown chakra is very lit. I feel like, yeah, you're here to offer something. We have the crown chakra coming in, confirmation here. I know I'm part of source and my life is guided by divine wisdom. Okay, so you're still in the process of like receiving downloads, okay? So it's the cleansing and the purifying of the old body and the old system, and you're receiving downloads and new programs. Could be new directions, new ideas, new inspiration to come in about the path going forward. So that's why you're being asked to take some time to flow, to comfort yourself, to rest, to enjoy, to not rush ahead, because there's some information that's still trying to come in. You're still downloading more light, more information about the path going forward. Ooh, nice. We have Passage. Ooh, that is beautiful. Card number 4. Yeah, there's still some grounding. There's things that are trying to stabilize in your field at the moment. let me read this one about the passage. I'm sure it's an initiation of sorts. Initiation to the crown chakra. 13. Ooh, 13 even. That's a magic number. The divine feminine here. Wow, and you have the blue rose. There is a divine feminine, the blue rose order. I believe that's what it's called. Some of you may, and there's such a connection to Mary Magdalene with this. So you might be here to help restore balance to the divine feminine energies, which is such a major role. A major reason why most of us incarnated here was to help restore balance. Okay, this card says, you would know the secret of death, but how shall you find it unless you seek it in the heart of life? Beautiful. Okay, let me get to the message part. Okay, wow. Oh my goodness. And it says, the Black Madonna. The mysteries of birth and death were honored and ritualized in the ancient world. You are invited to greet the Black Madonna as a representation of the spiritual forces at work in your daily life. Are you in need of a gestation period where the inner fires of transformation cleanse and release all that may be weighing you down? This is a time of renewal and rebirth. What is dying away? What new opportunities await you? The promise of change infuses your life. Don't be afraid. Trust in the mystery of the Mother Goddess and the passage of life's unfolding wonder. Your soul message says, I am an ever-changing aspect of the triple goddess, clothed in the garments of Sophia, the Black Madonna, Mother Mary, Demeter, and all other sacred manifestations of her mystery. I travel through the portals of her transformative death and rebirth process. I am infinite and eternal as I surrender to the depths of my soul's rebirth. Ooh, oh, I love that. What great confirmation for your reading, you guys. So you were going through a process of death and rebirth, the old version of yourself and the rebirth of a new version of yourself. And I feel like you were more connected ever to your soul plan, to your purpose. And we have, these peace steps coming in. I feel like you're going to feel so connected. You're going to feel so loved, so at peace with the world and like your choices and your path and how far you've come and who you are as a person, Beautiful. We have the salamander spirit saying, bright flame. Even in the darkest times, you have the power to light your inner fire and shine brightly. Yeah, I felt that coming through when I was looking at this card. You are a bright light, and you light the way for others. We have the snail spirit with patience. Slow down, take care of yourself, and know you will arrive in perfect divine timing. More confirmation to slow down, take it easy. We have the jaguar spirit, choices, glean wisdom from the past and fearlessly follow the path that resonates with your soul. Whew. Okay, so like I was saying, healing is a spiral, right? And think about that as we're ascending higher, think of a staircase. You're able to look down and see how high you've come, and how far you've come. And it's not like the past is gone forever or anything like that. You're still able to see it and remember it. But each time we do, when we look back, it's less and less, I want to say painful, because each time you heal an aspect of the past that may have been challenging or hard, you gain more wisdom from it, which then propels you forward along the path. And then that part of you is no longer, in pain or suffering. You bring it forward with you so that more and more of you is integrated, and not left behind in some kind of way. So, and I feel like you have been doing that healing work, and now you're feeling more whole and more connected. You've been gathering up all those parts of yourself, and you're like, soul left behind, kind of person, and not even your own soul. So you've been integrating your shadow and loving yourself and healing yourself, and now you're at the place where you're becoming more whole and complete. You're more balanced. The shadow is being integrated into the light, and now there's no more duality. It's becoming unity, whole. You're becoming whole. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you guys. We have the hedgehog spirit with boundaries. Nurture and protect your unique qualities and guard yourself against negativity. Definitely set your healthy boundaries. That's why you need to nurture yourself and take care of yourself. If you have people in your environment, people in your workspace, or if you have any friends, people who are just like kind of negative, or they're just very, in a bad mood, very bad place, you know what I mean? I'm not saying like, always, there's no way of avoiding, being around people, because there's no way to avoid people, right? We all have to go to work, and we all have to get groceries and stuff like that, But if you can, just remove yourself from being around them when they're expressing themselves in such negative ways, because, it can get into your energy field and everything. So make sure that you're practicing, shielding, protecting yourself. Use your gemstones, use your crystals, use your visualizations, surrounding yourself with the field of protective white light. You can work with Archangel Michael and ask him to surround you with protective healing light, so that nobody's energy can enter into your field. You can also visualize like little spikes sticking out from your aura, so that way no other negative energies can pierce your energy field. There's many different techniques you can use to set, just kind of protect yourself from those types of energies. Looky, and you got a pink fairy. It says, enchanted. It's time to connect with your inner child and find joy in the simplest moments of life. See, and I think that's what you've been doing. You've been restoring your inner child, which is your divine self, and bringing your inner child back to life. So, which is beautiful. So, when you see children are so innocent. They're so pure. They're so, it's nothing but love coming from them. And that's our divine self, but it's in this like little tiny vessel, and it's very delicate. And then as it gets, as children get older, things happen. People from the outside world, we all have relationships, we all get hurt, we all get betrayed, and then as adults, that part of us kind of gets, damaged along the way, and until we, get more and more connected to our spiritual selves, our inner child's kind of like left in the dark and, alone, until we start doing our own shadow work and start healing the inner child, and we start maturing the inner child so our divine self feels safe and secure. And then once we do, we establish that connection again, and then there's this rebirth process. Well, that our full divine self can then reawaken, because when we're children, and the bad things happen, we start to shut it down. This is not safe. This isn't a safe environment. I can't just express myself in my heart. I can't express my true emotions because, either people make fun of me, or they tell me to, I'm not safe to express my emotions with these people. They don't care how they make me feel. So we kind of just suppress it and, and ignore it. That's the main thing that a lot of people do. And then there comes a point in time where some people just start to wake up. They have, it's most of the time it's some kind of dark night of the soul experience. Something traumatic happens that is so like ground shaking, foundational breaking, where everything that we thought was our truth or thought was real starts to fall apart. And we start seeing things from a whole different perspective, and everything that we thought was, this was my truth or this was my life, it shatters. the illusion of what we thought was real. And then there's this time that we get to look at everything and then say, okay, well now this isn't real, then what is? And then we go through this internal process, and then we have this like full life review kind of thing, and then there's these opportunities to heal ourselves. And I feel like you have taken that time to nurture your inner child and restore them and make them feel comforted and loved and appreciated and valued and heard and understood, you know, and you validated their feelings and their experience. And so now they feel safe with you. They feel safe within you. And now you've established that connection. And so now you've created this healed vessel for more divine light, more of your true self to come into this physical form. So right now you're going through this death and rebirth process so that more of your divine self can come in, more connection to your divine blueprint is coming online. So that's exciting. I'm so happy for you guys. It's beautiful. I love that we ended with the pink fairy and you chose the fairy. Woohoo! All right, you guys, so these were your readings. Thank you so much for joining me in the temple today. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed my readings. I love it. These cards are just waving in the wind. Yeah, comment below if you feel like sharing your story. Let me know if this reading resonated with you guys. I'd love to have you back for future readings. I'm sending y'all so much love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hello everyone who was drawn to pile number 3 with the Sigilite card and the sun, the labradorite sun. Alright, I'm going to set the sun over here. And so we have with the Sigilite, what I feel like is that there's something that is very near and dear to your heart, and I feel like you're being asked to protect it. And it feels something to do with like family, because we have these groups of family here. We have these starfish, right? And there's 5. And then we have this little heart here with a little family in the center. And it looks like a mother and father who's kind of looking over the youngborn, right, over their family. And then we have these, there's a school of fish up here, but there's the blue jays, that's what they are. So what is really cool about blue jays is blue jays, they kind of look out over the other birds in whatever environment that they're in. So like here in my backyard, we have tons of different kinds of birds. And, you know, I've told you before, my view is my backyard. And we have like 43 acres, so I can see through many of the fields on very different, like just a big view of my property. And we have lots of trees right here in the backyard. And I get to see a lot of the farm animals and everything too, but I get to see so many of the birds that come in and out of the trees around me. And the blue jays, they will alarm the other birds when there's a hawk nearby or when there's a predator. They will announce and alarm everyone to, like, you know, protect your babies, or everybody duck and hide into the bushes because there's a predator coming. So I feel like there's something that's near and dear to your heart that you're either protecting or you're being asked to protect, okay? And this could be family, a loved one, an idea, a project, something, right? Something that you're nurturing, something that you've been taking care of. Sigilite, uplifting, supernatural, and universal healing. So this could also be your own heart, you know. Let's see. Everybody get 2 of these cards. And we have Obsidian, Integration, Protection, and Truth Seeker. I love that you had Obsidian coming out, because this is confirmation about protecting. And it's protecting from something unseen, right? And I feel like that is that Neptune? Emotions, protecting your heart, protecting something that's near and dear to your heart. And I can't remember what the name of this flower was, but I remember reading about this card, and it was saying that it grew in like environments that were not, you know, very nurturing environments, right? So I feel like maybe you are being asked to nurture yourself, to love yourself, because perhaps you may have grown up or you've been in environments that that didn't make you feel very safe. Yeah, Sigilite is a card to help heal the inner child. So this could be a call to heal your inner child here, to protect your heart, protect your sacred space, protect your peace. You know, you were able to grow. Perhaps you didn't feel safe and secure in your home environment, right? And so maybe you had to protect your heart. But you grew anyway. You know, you still have this beautiful heart. You're still very tender. You're still very loving. You're still very empathic. You care about everybody else. And I feel like people who are like that is because at some point in their life, they didn't feel very protected. They didn't feel very nurtured. And so it's something that you have to offer yourself. It's a seed that you planted within. So even though it wasn't a seed that was given to you by your parents, it's something that you came here with. You came with the seed packet. and it's a seed that you can nurture within yourself, you know, and it's something that you have to offer and to share with others. It's part of your light. And it could be part of the reason why you chose to incarnate into the family that you did, was to bring healing to that family line, because they didn't have this particular part of their blueprint where they needed to have loving care, tenderness for the children, right? And there's certain different genetic lines that just don't have it, you know, and that's a whole nother story for another day as we get deeper into these things. Those of you who are very much into star seeds and extraterrestrials and everything like that, I have a lot of information about that, and I may dive into those types of readings later on as I get a little bit more secure in my readings. But anyway, some of you light workers and everything incarnate into these families that don't have a lot of love to give. They don't have those blueprints. They don't have those seeds. They don't have that to offer because their heart chakra isn't expanded or open or healed enough to be able to create that, you know. And it takes an older soul who's very strong, who's navigated denser energies, you know, shadows, and alchemized them and healed, very strong, very wise, very loving soul to incarnate into those families, to bring it through, to go through the shadows, to alchemize the darkness, to alchemize the heaviness and the pain, and to bring more love, more light into those families. And I feel like you are somebody who brings that love. You bring that with you. I love, yeah, the starfish, you know, you come from the stars, you have a bright light, you're such an empathic, emotional person, and I feel like you were in an environment when you were younger that was like that. And so, and as painful as it is, sometimes, you know, children in their mind, they think there's something wrong with them, but there really isn't. It's just that their capacity to love wasn't as big as yours, you know, and you have a bigger heart, and you're able to love where other people might not be able to love. I feel like there may be a little bit of, you know, with these volcanoes here, and obsidian comes from like eruptions, you know, the emotions that come to the surface, and sometimes if we repress them and we hold them down, they can come out in outbursts, you know, where they're not being expressed. They're not being acknowledged. So there may be something here about acknowledging your heart and your emotions and the way that you feel. And perhaps like in your family, they didn't express their emotions. They didn't connect in that kind of way, you know. They kept everything buried below the surface, and I feel like you're not somebody who's like that. You love to share your emotions, you love to share love, you love to express in that kind of way, you know? All right, let me get some confirmation. We have peace, trust, nice. What else? We have creativity, disruption, and strength. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you come with a peaceful heart. You're here to bring balance and restore balance, to restore light, to create changes, to bring shifts, to end cycles. You're a very strong person. You're a very strong heart. I feel like you are like a caretaker to many people. Yeah, and I feel like you're very wise. Like, other people seek your wisdom. Other people want to be around you. They enjoy your energy. You inspire them to grow. You inspire them to shine. You inspire them to trust their hearts. You make other people feel at peace. You make them feel comforted. With integration, I combine body, mind, and soul to lift all humanity into a new dimension. Let's keep going. I know what 44 is. We have the heart chakra. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. Let's get the other one. We have water elemental. Beautiful. I allow my body, mind, and spirit to flow intuitively through the changes in life. Yeah, you're very empathic person. You have a big, beautiful heart, you guys. And I feel like you are a healer. You help other people understand themselves a little bit more, and understand and integrate their experiences and see things from a different perspective. Like I said, you are like a pillar in the community. You help build solid foundations. You help people, remind people of their strength. You're very supportive. You're also very connected to the angelic realm. You're very, very strong. And card number 44, that is a master builder number. That is divine support, resilience, strength. Ultimately an 8th, cycles, growth, more strength, achievements, wealth. Very connected. You're able to help other people shift, to help them grow and expand and open their hearts again, and to heal their emotional bodies. You help awaken other people and enlighten them. You remind them to trust their intuition and to know that they are part of a higher plan. There's a higher purpose to their experience, to life, to enjoy life. We have the dolphins coming through here. You know, you help other people to connect to their inner child and to remember to enjoy life, to have fun. That life isn't just all about work and pain and hardship and struggle. Like, you remind people to enjoy life, to trust, to surrender, to flow, to enjoy, that you make life, you can create the life that you want, you know, and to make it happen. You know, go after your dreams. You don't have to settle. You don't have to become something that you're not. You know, you don't have to try to impress anyone or seek approval from anyone but yourself, you know, because you have come from, you know, feeling alone, feeling unloved or abandoned in whatever case. You know, you've been there. You understand where people suffer and where they may feel, you know, disconnected, and you give them hope. You bring restoration. We have Song of Creation. That's, yeah. I feel like you help people to transmute their sadness, their pain, into love of themselves. You help them to open their heart again. By you being vulnerable and sharing your emotions yourself. It helps other people heal their heart. I mean, it's amazing. And then we have two coming through. I mean, two. The sacral chakra. Look, and you have the dolphin again. This is, you know, again, the emotional body. You help remind people to connect to their emotions and that there's power in being vulnerable. Let's put Mary here. Yeah, you bring so much wisdom. You have so much wisdom. You're beautiful bright light with the sun here. Ooh, look, we have the fire element. Ignite change, burn away the old and forge a new path to face the world with purpose and determination. That's you. You are a fire starter. You remind people of their power. You remind them to create. You remind them to transform, to heal from the past and burn away the old programs, the old belief systems, the old structures, the old ways of living, the old ways of seeing things. And you remind them that they can create a life for themselves, that they can create their own versions of success, that we have the power within us to create the life of our dreams based on how we want to see the world, you know, how we want to see ourselves living in that world and what kind of world we want to create for ourselves. You know, we don't have to do what society says, what the programming says. You know, oh, you got to look like this. Oh, you got to have a job like this in order to be successful. Oh, you have to have these types of vehicles or houses or, you know, purses and watches and everything like that in order to be successful, you know. And that's hogwash. That's some people's version of success, but not everyone's, you know. And so you get to be the person who determines that, you know, not other people. You remind people to take their power back. And we have the full moon with release. In this moment of completion and illumination, release what no longer serves you. There's that healing energy. You are such a bright light, and you are somebody who helps other people to heal, to release and let go of the pains of their heart, the things that, you know, wounded their inner child. And you help them restore balance. You help them reconnect to their joy again, to remember who they were, to remind them that they are loved, that they are guided, that there is a community of people who care about them and support them and want to see them happy and want to see them successful, want to see them, you know, rise up. That's beautiful. Thank you, pal number 3. Thank you for all that you do for the world. We need more people like you, more healers. You're amazing, and I hope you know that. You have such a big, beautiful heart, such a bright light in this world, and we need we need you so much. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and close your reading. These are your messages from nature, and I feel like this was the sun just reminding you of your light and to keep shining, keep staying strong, keep trusting, keep, keep that spark going, because you are here to bring change. You're here to remind people of their power, that they have the ability to heal themselves, and that no matter what you've been through, you can overcome it, and you can create the life of your dreams. You can have peace, you can have happiness, you can have love, you can have all that you desire. You just have to believe in yourself and let go of any fears, any doubts that you may have, any feelings of unworthiness, etc. And you can achieve all that you desire. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me in the temple today. I'm sending y'all so much love. Please like and subscribe to my channel if these readings resonate with you. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that pile number 3 was your reading. I'm sending you all so much love again. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.